All right. How's it going? So you want to beat depression? Well, let's figure it out. Well, I'm yelling. Um, so, couple things. We've covered hydration. We've covered nutrition. We've covered meditation. And we've covered exercise. Not necessarily in that order. If those are the four legs of a chair or the four pillars to hold up the roof, this one is going to be the floor. This is the foundation. Okay. Now these all play in on and off of each other. And in my last video, I mentioned that I didn't do very well. I didn't do very well with my hydration and my nutrition over the weekend. And frankly, yeah, I really paid for that. Yesterday, I made sure I drank a lot more water. I I fasted yesterday. I'm like, let's just reset. I went to bed really early last night. And I woke up this morning, I did my workout, my meditation, and holy crap, like the difference was unreal. So, intermittent fasting might not be for everyone, but I find that every once in a while, if I just need to reset everything, I'll just, fast for like a day and then just go from there. There's plenty of videos out there on fasting. Most of them are probably crazy. But let's talk about this. This is the foundation, and it's sleep. Rest is so far today's topic. As I was researching it, just blew my mind. Y'all, wow. There was some studies that showed that up to 99% of patients with schizophrenia suffer from sleep disorders. Up to 90%, between 55 and 90% of all adults suffering from depression also have sleep issues. Up to 90%, actually, they showed 90% of children suffering symptoms of depression. Again, there's that sleep problem. It is insane what sleep does for you. And there's two major phases of sleep. You've got your really deep sleep. It's dreamless. Your core body temperature drops a few degrees. It gives your heart a chance to take a break. And it just does so many wonderful things. That's half the sleep. The other half is called, and this is the half that we all know about, which is when you dream, that rapid eye movement cycle, REM. And that's actually helpful for working out your emotions for the day. It can boost creativity. There's so many things that sleep does for us, and it looks like as a nation, even as a world, we are more and more and more sleep deprived, which is leading to more and more and more mental health issues. Because this underlying, I looked up schizophrenia, I looked up anxiety, I looked up depression, every single thing that I could think of that were common mental disorders or mental unwellnesses. And sleep was linked to every single one of them. All of them. It was mind-blowing. So, how do we get better sleep? Well, I'm here to tell you that if you are hydrated, if you are, eating well, if you are exercising, if you are meditating, you're going to naturally start sleeping better. Now, one thing that I like to try to do is try to get up at the same time every day. Now, if you've got some crazy work schedule, that's just not possible, then, clearly this particular piece of advice isn't going to work for you. But by and large, if you just get up at the same time every day, you're training your circadian rhythm to sort of build sleep cycles around your waking. And you'll find that you naturally start waking up at that time, even without your alarm clock. I need an alarm clock to get up for the most part. Lately, it's honestly been a lot easier to get up. I've been getting up really early for some reason, mainly so I could shoot these videos without 3 kids and a wife running around the house. But I'm finding that it's easier to go to bed, it's easier to wake up, and I just have an overall better, just sort of mental, overall wellness throughout the day. So when it's tricky to fall asleep, what can we do? Meditation. I know you guys are going to get sick of me saying meditation, but it's really key. What meditation does is helps you let go of the future, let go of the past, and really move into that present moment. It's hard to sleep when you're anxious. It's hard to sleep when you're thinking about your bills or what your partner said to you or what might happen tomorrow or what happened yesterday. It's really hard to sleep when you're thinking about stuff like that. I find it's really easy to sleep when I'm trying to meditate. Just when it's time to lay down, you just lay down. Try to turn off your screens a little while before you go to bed. There's a lot of studies are showing that the blue light emitted from cell phone screens, from laptops, from TVs, from all of these digital devices that we use on a daily basis are in fact sort of preventing our brains from switching into that sleepiness mode that helps us want to go to bed. Obviously, don't drink a bunch of coffee, 10 minutes before bedtime. And so what this is going to do, and try to make sure that you've set up between 7 to 9 hours. The number is going to depend on you, really. Typical REM and deep sleep pattern is going to run about an hour and a half. So I like to try to go to bed when I know I'm on that hour and a half increment to when I'm waking up. Because you'll find if you go to bed and your body falls into this rhythm and you're in the middle of deep sleep when it's time to get up, it's way harder to get up. Likewise with REM, you want to try to catch those cycle switches. And like I said, it's usually about an hour and a half for most people. You'll have to experiment and find out what's yours. If you've only got time that day to sleep for a shorter amount of time, then try to make sure it's 6 hours. Multiples of that 1.5 hours. That would give you what? That'd give you 4 full sleep cycles. Try to hit those hour and a half. 7.5 hours might be good for you. Your cycles might be longer, they might be shorter, and it's just something you've got to figure out. I know there's a bunch of different apps that help you track your sleep and stuff. I don't use them. I just find that when I lay there, I lay flat on my back. In sort of a lot of meditation traditions, that's called dead man's pose, because you're laying on your back like you're dead. And then I just sort of focus on my breathing, or, I try to pick something to really, 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 really focus on. And before you know it, you're asleep. But again, that hydration, proper nutrition, that exercise is another thing that I came across in the research this morning that really seemed to boost people's ability to sleep at night. So that little bit of exercise and again, that meditation. Those are all going to help you sleep. Now, here's the funny thing about these sleep disorders is sometimes you have insomnia. And then there's something called hypersomnia, which is the opposite. You sleep too much. So that's where that getting up at the same time every day is going to really help, because you're training your body to wake up at that point. And again, I know it's hard to get up when you're depressed. It's hard to get up. It's easier to get up when I feel anxious, but it's hard to get up when I feel really depressed. And frankly, lately, I'm not feeling that way very much, as much, because I'm doing those things. I'm drinking my water. I'm eating right. And I noticed Monday in the last video, I really noticed that I hadn't done those things. So hydration, nutrition, meditation, exercise, those things are going to help you sleep, which again, if those are the four legs to a chair, this is the floor that chair is sitting on. Sleep seems to be, by and large, the most impactful thing on our mental wellness. So get that sleep. And there's tons of research out there as far as all of this goes. I'll list the Google Scholar sort of repository down below. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. Let me know you're there. But most of all, hit that subscribe so you can keep getting these tips and just help me grow this channel so I can reach more and more and more people, because that's really what I want to do. I want to help people who are struggling with mental health. I want you to be better. I want you to feel better. I want you to just go through your day and feel like it's worth it. So, figure out ways to fall asleep. This is huge. This should have been, I could do an entire series just on sleep. And I might do that. Actually, I might do that. So good tips. Good tip for good sleep. You want to make sure your room's dark. Let me see. You want to try to have soft things in your room, because that'll help absorb road noise, maybe your air conditioning noise, or whatever sort of sounds you might have going. So dark. You want to, of course, have a comfortable place to lay. And then they're finding that the temperature range that really helps with sleep is between 62 degrees and 68 degrees. So try to keep your room kind of cool. If you need a fan, if you live in a house like mine that doesn't have central air, get a fan. Maybe that'll help. Open your windows at night if possible. And, again, get up at the same time every morning. Try to avoid sleeping in. Keep your body on that same schedule, and you'll just find yourself, you start just naturally waking up at the time you want to wake up. Shut those screens off a while before you go to bed. Try to read a book or something, or meditate, or do some yoga, or whatever it is that helps you relax. Avoid that caffeine toward the end of the day. And actually, this one actually surprised me. Alcohol. I do have a problem sometimes where I need to just drink a bit to sleep. But the problem with that is that wears off, and then you want to wake right back up once it does. I've had that happen. So I'm weaning myself off of that. But nicotine is another actual stimulant. So try to avoid smoking right before bed. And just, in general, if you're following those other four things, you're going to find it easier and easier and easier to fall asleep at night. I know this one's running a little long, but holy crap, you guys. This just blew me away when I was reading this. So please get your rest. If you haven't seen the other 4 videos, I'll put the beginning of the series at the end here. Or what am I supposed to do? Like this? Was that? I don't know. Somewhere. That. There. I don't know. Maybe I'll put up something. So I hope this really helps. So we've got 5 major things. 5 things that are really, really, really going to help. And I hope this whole series has pissed you off. I keep saying that. It's insane to me that we don't, as a society, cover this stuff and talk about it way more. We've got, I think the last count I saw was 16 point something million Americans suffering from depression. And that's just in this country. I saw one estimate for earlier this year that put it around 40 million, which, this year being 2020 doesn't, I wouldn't doubt it. 40 million right now. Could be more. So, I'm going to say it again. I know I say it over and over, but they're really, it doesn't sound like any of this stuff will help, but I'm telling you it does. So, hydration, nutrition, meditation, exercise, and our 5th one is good sleep. We got to start getting our good sleep. You'll find with the other 4, problems like sleep apnea are going to start going less. I've experienced that one personally. That sort of restless sensation you'll get in the middle of the night kind of goes away because you've gotten that energy out throughout the day. You will sleep better by doing the first 4. The 5th one takes care of itself to an extent, but you also have to look after it, okay? So, I hope that was really helpful. Hit the subscribe button. Leave me some love somewhere. I love you guys. Sleep well, and have a great day.